It's tough.
And we were lucky because their home was paid for, so we rented
Mhm.
out her home, and between that and Social Security and some of my
Okay.
dad's investments, she had plenty of money, but that did not stop me from stressing constantly about her finances because I did
Yeah.
not want to move her in. A lot of families run out of money when their loved
Mhm.
ones need the most care, and that's wrong timing. But
Yeah, it's brutal.
yeah, it's like, is you're seriously not prepared, and oof, no thank you. I saw that happen enough. But so how
I
would somebody like me, let's say we didn't, well, I would assume that we would not normally qualify because my mom had a home that was paid for in California, so, cheap.
Mhm. Mhm. So how to get qualified in that
Yeah, how
situation?
how would that happen? I know there's like a 5-year, is
Yeah.
it pay down or something like. I didn't have
There's
to
a
do that, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of rules for sure. And each state is different. So Medicaid is a federal program, and they kind of set the outside guardrails, right? And so each state has some discretion within their state and within those uh, guardrails, to make their own decisions on how they apply it. But generally speaking, you have a health test, an income test, and an asset test. And the health test is they look at your activities of daily living. Do you have problems feeding yourself, bathing yourself, clothing yourself, moving around by yourself, and going to the bathroom by yourself? And going to the bathroom is both, are you continent and do you need help getting on and off the toilet? So if you need help in most of those areas, you're going to qualify for the health test. Now, the income test is different. Each state is a little different. There are some states that have a hard cap, and some states that don't. Texas is where I'm located. We're an income cap state, meaning if you have too much money, technically you don't, or too much income, excuse me, you don't qualify for Medicaid. Easily gotten around. There's something called a Miller Trust, which was not named after me, unfortunately. Um, it's also known as a qualified income trust, and that's a special trust for people who have too much income. And it's a little bit kind of a goofy way to do it because what happens with the money pretty much happens the same way whether you have the Miller Trust or not. So, and what I mean by that is, let's say you have a single applicant, either they're divorced or their spouse has already passed away. They're going to look at your gross income. They're going to let you keep paying your Medicare Part B, any other health insurance that you have. They'll deduct what's called a personal needs allowance in Texas. That's now $75. You can
Month.
spend that $75, yeah, a month, however you want to. And that's actually a new thing. Up until about 2 years ago, it was $60, and it had been $60 since I started doing Medicaid applications since 2009. Technically, they're supposed to be updated every year.
$60 is a haircut.
Yeah, it's not a lot. It's not a lot. But after they take all these deductions, then whatever's left over, that's what goes to the nursing home as a copay or an applied income. So there's a little bit that you would pay if you have it. Now, I know some states, particularly like New York, if you have a spouse and you're above a certain limit, then that spouse actually has to contribute to the payment of care as well. Thankfully, most states don't have that, but it is something if you're in New York.